Hey folks, welcome to another JV Latin football game. This is versus Charlotte Latin Hawks versus Covenant Day, and I'm here with Max. Max, what do you think about the conditions of this game?
Oh, this is a little bit of clouds and sky. It's just about 70. Really good weather here for football as Covenant Day takes the kickoff. And it's a pretty good return up to about the 40. They're going to be scoring on your right side of the screen. Latin's going to be scoring on the left.
They went with a little squib type kick right there. Sometimes it leads to maybe a fumble or a turnover, but this time Covenant Day received it and had a pretty nice return. That's the downside of having those type of kickoffs.
Yeah, they're going to have good field position here at the 36-yard line for their first possession. So we'll see what they try and draw up here early, if they're going to go to the pass or try and lean on the run.
We did earlier announce middle school football, and there was a lot of running, a lot of pistol, as it looks like they won't be lined up in the pistol, but expect a run here probably.
Yeah, on first down, it's going to be Samuel Willie back there taking the snap, and it's going to be a pass. He's looking at it, he's going to throw it up, and a good ball there, but breaking up from Griffin Donnelly, ball down the sideline. Threw a good ball back shoulder, just could not take it in.
That's a gutsy play call there. I think they're trying to set a tone, try to set the kind of game that they're going to play, fast-paced, air ball.
Yeah, get the ball out quick there, throw it right down the sideline, try and make an early play.
Very nicely placed throw, just couldn't quite squeeze it in. But overall, not a bad play call, but trying to get it to third and short. Would expect maybe a short pass, maybe a run, easy yards here to kind of set off the momentum of this game.
Yeah, you're going to set up in the pistol here. Going to have two guys out to both sides as Samuel Willie's going to take the snap and is going to hand it off, but that's going to get stuffed. Everybody on Latin there. Going to really do a good job of blowing that one up about 3 or 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Get a third and long early in this game.
It looked like the defensive end, Mason Fitzhugh, got to the ball first. That was a very good wrap-up, great tackle. And now they're forced to air it out on third and long here. Let's see what they draw up with a quarterback that isn't afraid to launch the ball deep, as we saw in the first play.
Yeah, but definitely put themselves in a difficult position early. Try and go for the deep ball, don't get it, and then run gets blown up. So early third down and long here from the Covenant Day offense.
Expect to maybe see some pressure here from Latin to try to exploit and get a blitz here to really start off the momentum. Amazing for Latin Hawks.
Yeah, looks like they're going to blitz 4, which they are. Going to get the ball out quickly there to Ben Clunt, but a good job of being wrapped up. It's Cole Bradley there on the tackle for loss again, and that's going to bring out the punting unit. So a good 3 downs there from the Latin defense to get the early stop and going to get the ball back to their offense right away, which is just perfect for this Latin offense, for this Latin team so far.
A quick 3 and out there for Covenant Day, like what you said, and Cooper Holland back there gonna receive the punt. He's a pretty dynamic player. We'll see what he can do. Sometimes I see him on varsity, but today he's playing JV, and look for him to have a pretty big impact.
Yeah, that one's going to be punted just in front of him. He's going to let it bounce back to about the 25 before picking up and turning the corner to the outside. Going to get a good pickup about 11 there, about where Covenant Day started their field position, right at the 36 is where we're going to get to see this Latin offense's first drive of the game.
If this offense has any kind of similarities to the middle school, expect a lot of pistol, decent amount of runs, short gains, try to get some dynamic plays after the catch, make it easy on the quarterback.
Yeah, it's going to be Dylan Mulligan back there calling the snaps. This team is 2-1 so far this year, so still have not played a whole lot of games so far, so we'll see how they can play early on in this game and try and move the ball up the field.
Yeah, and we'll see how the shooken-up lineup will look, because earlier in the year we saw Troy Logan at quarterback, but he got moved up to varsity after the starting varsity quarterback got hurt, so it's a little bit of an interesting lineup here.
Yeah, we're going to see Caden Probimski here in the backfield. He's going to take the ball out of the pistol right up the middle, and great blocking, and he is out. Nobody's going to catch him. 66 yards from Caden Probimski on the first run of the game. Just right up the middle. Really good blocking right there, and it's going to give Latin a quick 6-0 lead.
Fantastic blocking there. He opened up a huge hole for him to just run through, and he sprinted all the way to the end zone without even being touched. He made it look easy right there.
Yeah, nobody ever got close to him there. Just a really good play call. Have trips out to the left, open up the middle for the pistol to just run right up the middle and score. On their first offensive play of the game, it's going to be Tim Schwint here kicking the extra point. and it's going to be up and good there. So 7-0. Just 3 minutes into this game, this Latin defense gets a 3 and out, and the offense has a one-play touchdown. Could not have drawn this up any better for Latin so far.
They seem to be very prepared for this game. Came out with a game plan, got stops on defense, quick runs on offense. They clearly saw a little bit of a exploit that they saw in that Covenant Day defense, and they took advantage of it right away.
Yeah, you can't get much better than that there. Get a 3 and out and get 66 yards from Probinski early on to give Latin a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, that's as easy as it gets, like what you said. I wish the Panthers did that.
Yeah, a little harder than it looks, but the O-line there made it look super easy. Opened up a wide open hole for him to run right through.
They say you win the game in the trenches, and the Latin Hawks have definitely won the game in the trenches so far.
Yeah, 2 TFLs on defense and then opens it right up. So they're going to be kicking the ball back off here to Covenant Day, who's going to try and flip the script a little bit. But you cannot get much better weather than this if you want to play football. Just about 70, and the sun's about to set, too.
Yeah, again, thank you guys for tuning in as well. It's been a fun game already, just 3 minutes into it, and there's a lot more football left to play.
And they're going to go with about the same kickoff there to John Paul Stevens, who's going to take this one up to about the 28. So a better job there from the Lions special teams unit, pinning them farther back in their own territory.
Yeah, good play by the kicker right there. He, kicked it just far enough for the kick returner to have a little bit of he had to think about whether he would really return it or kind of just wait and have a fair catch there. But really good kickoff, and it kind of pinned them back, and it's hard to have a super long drive here at JV especially with 2 tackles for loss and that one really big missed chance right there.
Yeah, I think if you're Covenant Day, though, you really can't try to push the ball super early in the game. You know you're down 7-0 and don't have all the momentum, but can't try and do too much early on.
You win the game one step at a time, and you can't get it all back in one play.
No, you cannot. It's going to be Graham Denton handing off the ball there, and there's a good play from Covenant Day. That's going to be their first down of the game. 11-yard run there. Just a good hole again opened up by this time the Covenant Day offense, who's going to be able to take that one.
They seem to be walking out here with a little bit more confidence. They've had a nice little wake-up call from that Latin rushing unit, and they come out there and one play first down. If that has any intel on the rest of the game, it might be a little bit closer than we anticipated.
Yeah, that's just a really good play call there. Try and settle your team down after a rough start and quickly pick up a first down there. So we'll see if they go right back to the run. Same formation as they did before, just with the running back out to the left of his quarterback. They're going to send a receiver in motion and going to hand it off. That's Ben Klunt picking up about 3 there on that run.
And that's also the quarterback, Dylan Mulligan, with a very nice tackle right there. He sniffed that play out, and the coach told him to send a lot of pressure. They sent half the defense, and they got to the receiver pretty fast, almost behind the line, maybe for a yard, not even. Good play call by the offense, but the defense really sniffed that one out.
Yeah. Really good job there from the line defense. Again, in JV, even if you're the quarterback, you're going to have to play both sides of the field, so we're seeing Dylan Mulligan do that today. As they're going to come out with the same formation again as what they had before. The running back there is Gus Schnee, back to the left of Graham Dennison. He's going to get this ball off, and they're going to hand it back off to Dennison, who's going to have a good little cutback before getting stopped by this Latin defense. About 5 yards, though, makes it a much more manageable 3rd and 5.
He ran with a lot of patience there. He looked at the first hole, wasn't there, cut it back, and he bursted out there for 5 yards, and what looked like to be a tackle for loss. He squeezed out 5 yards, which makes it a 3rd and manageable for the offense.
Yeah, really good job there to give yourself a good chance here on 3rd down. And about the middle of the field, you could definitely think about having this be 4-down territory. So would not be confused if you see a run here and try and just make it a lot more manageable, as he does have 16 yards on his 2 runs so far today. So it's going to be Dennison, but he'll be a pass, and they send a lot of pressure, but he's going to get it off there to Schnee, but Good job wrapping him up. Almost did not get that ball off. The sack would have probably forced a punt, as tried to get the screen, and they did get it off, but just didn't have enough blocking to get much more than that.
Yeah, Cooper Holland and Niall Diggs had a nice little gang tackle right there to stop them just short of the first down marker. And as we can see, they are going for it here to try to make the game a little bit closer, just swing momentum their way.
Yeah, and it's 4th and 4. You're about at midfield, and with Lattin's first drive and your first drive, you could see this, but it does seem like they just sent out the punting unit now. So they are going to just punt it away and try and pin Lattin pretty far back in their own territory.
So Cooper Holland is back there to receive the ball, and it's a little bit of a short punt, but
just an unlucky bounce there from Covenant Day. Bounced it about the 25 and stayed there. If he could have got a big bounce, could have got that well within inside the 20-yard line, maybe within the 10, but going to be about where Lattin started off the ball last time, and they're just trying to do what they did on their first drive of the game, which is get the ball down the field and score a touchdown here.
It will be interesting to see what the Hawks really do here, because we haven't really seen them have a full drive on offense, but one-play touchdowns aren't the worst thing that can happen to you.
No, you definitely take them when you can get them, but you know that is not how you're going to be able to play football.
Yeah, we'll see how they can really have a sustained drive. The play calling wouldn't surprise me if they come back out here with a run to just kind of test the waters, see how the rushing defense responds to that earlier one-play touchdown.
Yeah, if it's worked before, why not try it again? So this time it's going to be Dylan Mulligan there with two guys to both sides. And he's going to pass it here, going to get it out there quickly to Burke Denny, who's going to be able to make a man miss, but then's going to get tackled up. But a good gain there, 6 on the first pass of the game for Mulligan. Just a little screen pass just to get his confidence going, give him an easy first completion of the game.
Yeah, they ran some hitch routes there, just easy 6-yard completion. Settle the quarterback into the game. You know, he's not used to playing quarterback, as before Trey Logan was a starting JV quarterback, but he was thrust into the position, and he's thrived so far. I mean, a nice little throw there to just kind of settle him in.
Yeah, really helpful for him, as they are going to set up again with two guys in the backfield, Niall Diggs, and also going to be the man who had the touchdown, Caden Probinski. So this time they're going to give it off to Niall Diggs, and a good job there from him, as he's going to take it down and get the first down and keep on going. Just not able to get taken down. 3 Covenant Day defenders were carried on his back, as he had an extra 6 or 7 after contact. That's going to be about 15 there in the play for Niall Diggs. Really much better job from Covenant Day of bursting the hole, but Niall Diggs is able to jump out to the outside and pick up 15 down the sideline.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you keep your legs churning. You can carry a couple defenders, get a couple easy more yards, and that's exactly what we saw there. Is he carried a lot of defenders for around 10 yards, and that's just a hustle play. You can't teach that.
Yeah, we've seen the same formation here from the Hawks, 2 running backs and 3 receivers. So this time they're going to fake the run. Mulligan's going to motion out, and almost picked off there by Ethan Chin. The ball just a little bit behind his receiver. It was in Chin's hands, but just could not be able to take it down, as that's a good defensive play there from Ryan Marks on offense to be able to bat that ball away. That's when you just try and become a DB, even though you're on the offensive side of the ball, and not let them get the ball there.
Yeah, I thought it was a good play call, though. A little rollout play action. Try to get another blocker from the running back, and had good protection. He just couldn't deliver the ball to exactly where he wanted to, but it was a very nice play call, and it's only 2nd and 10. I probably would expect a run here. It's been working.
Yeah, and we see Mulligan is a bigger framed quarterback. He likes to run the football, so definitely a lot of their offense is around those kind of runs and the read options and giving him a chance to make a play.
Yeah, as Lattin has 2 carries for 77 yards already, as that's a 3rd carry, but a flag down.
Yeah, just going to be a little QB power there. Going to run right up the middle for 5, but this was thrown in the realm of holding, so we'll see what it is. And yeah, Lattin's moving back up, so it looks like that's going to be holding on the Hawks.
Yeah, with a young, inexperienced line like we see on JV, there's going to be a lot of flags. That's just what comes with the game. But overall, you know, it's been clean so far. Only 1 flag through almost an entire quarter.
Yeah, just at about a minute left in this quarter, but that'll really help the Covenant Day defense make this a 2nd and long at about 15. So this will be interesting to see what the Hawks do here, if they go to a pass or if they try to get some yards here with a run. Oh, and It's going to be a jump there from Gus Schnee. He plays running back on the offensive side for Covenant and just trying to get to the snap count and get to the quarterback and just got a little too antsy there. So it's going to be offsides and move it back 5 yards. Make it 2nd and 10 where we were just 2 plays ago.
Yeah, it's tough, especially as an edge rusher, a blitzer in general, to see the ball and time the snap just in time for a sack. There's a lot of stuff you need to take into consideration while trying to sack the quarterback.
Yeah, not as easy as they make it look on TV.
No, not at all.
So we're going to see the same formation here with Niall Diggs. And going to also... And that's just going to be a run from Dylan Mulligan. We saw that already on the drive before. And a good run there to make it 3rd and pretty short.
Yeah, it looks like they're not afraid to run with the quarterback. He's a big frame guy, can truck over a couple defenders. And so far they've only had 3 carries, but for around 80 yards, which is very, very impressive.
Yeah, you get the one big one, and then since that, they've still been averaging 7 a carry. It's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter here. 7-0 Hawks, and the Hawks will have the ball.
Hey viewers from all over, welcome back to a 7-0 game with Latin. Latin has the ball, and I'm here with Max Thune. Max, how do you think about the game so far?
So far it has been heavily sided to Latin, only 1 first down for Covenant Day, but they have seen some showing on defense on this drive, and right there going to force now a 4th and just 1. So we'll see how they can bounce back. Again, Latin's touchdown was a 1-play touchdown run from Caden Probinski, 60 yards that he took right up the middle. And on 4th and 1, we've seen a lot in the NFL, the push-tush, but we're not going to see that here. They're going to be in the pistol with Niall Diggs behind Dylan Mulligan.
They call it timeout because they didn't like the way it looked. They might bring out the punting unit, but I would expect them to go for it here.
Yeah, definitely. 4th and 1. Again, we've seen a lot of times where they've put out a lot of O-linemen in the NFL and had their quarterback just drive over top of the O-lineman with everybody behind him pushing. And Dylan Mulligan is a bigger framed quarterback who could definitely do that. So we'll see what Coach Dayton here draws up for the offense if he does keep him out there on 4th and 1.
Yeah, standing at around maybe 6'2", 6'3", wouldn't surprise if he just gets his arms out. I mean, that's already a first down. Wouldn't be surprising if they go with a little QB sneak maybe, but if not, I would expect a run, maybe a screen pass, but we'll see what they do here.
Yeah, definitely not expecting a ball anywhere more than 5 or 7 yards down the field, but you never really know here. Ball is in Covenant Day's territory as they will be scoring now on the right side of your screen. As in football, they switch every quarter. They switch sides that they're scoring on.
It is a great day for football, I will tell you that. It's sitting at around 72, 70 degrees. Sunny, nice little breeze. Perfect day for football.
Yes, they're going to go still in the same formation with the pistol and trips out to the left. And the snap was low. Oh, and they get him guessing. And they do throw the ball down the field.
That's to Mason Fitzhugh, who breaks a tackler and gets it down to the 12-yard line. What a play call right there. Was not expecting that one.
Nobody expected a pass. They fake a run, and it is even a low snap. But that is going to be Mason Fitzhugh getting the ball and holding on to it and being able to take defenders down the field. Again, that is a defensive end there who is playing the tight end role and just gets the ball, and you got to make sure you catch it there, and the extra yards are all extra there. But a really good job there from Mason Fitzhugh to be able to reel in the ball and take a defender with him for 10 yards.
That was a very unexpected play call. I saw the quarterback and running back kind of rolling out to the same side. I was expecting a speed option right there, but he pulled it up and just threw it to Mason Fitzhugh there for around a 30-yard gain.
Yeah, it's going to be trips out to the left, and Niall Diggs to the left of Dylan Mulligan. He's going to motion Mason Fitzhugh over to the left side of the line. And this time we are going to see a speed option, but Covenant Day, who has seen this play from Latin about 3 times today, is going to get their biggest stop on it and only give up about 2. Couple guys from Covenant Day getting right to the quarterback. As here it's going to be a timeout from Covenant Day. His coach must have seen something there a little bit as he is fired up on the sideline.
Yeah, the coach does not seem too happy right now, but I wouldn't be either. I mean, that was a very, very big play on that 4th down. You don't see 30-yard gains on 4th downs too often. And if I was that coach, I wouldn't be very happy either.
Yeah, definitely. When you might be expecting a run, when they can pull that out and just get a guy wide open, just does not help your defense or the momentum trying to get the ball back quickly, and just cannot there.
This has been a very long and sustained drive from the Hawks. It's been around a maybe 5-6 minute drive. It's taken a lot of the first and now going into the second quarter. And if they can't punch it in here, it might, be a little bit of a wasted possession.
Yeah, complete 180 from their first drive, which was a one-play touchdown that took maybe 15 seconds at most, and now got a much more diligent drive, starting this one out at about the 25-yard line, and have moved it about 60-ish yards down the field to the 13 as they're in the red zone on 2nd and 8 with 8 minutes and 25 seconds left in the second quarter.
Yeah, and they will have another quarterback and 2 running backs formation here with 2 receivers on the right and 1 on the left.
As Mulligan's going to get the snap, and Covenant Day sends pressure. It's going to be a little screen pass out there to Caden Probinski, who's going to take a defender with him to pick up an extra 3 to make it yet again this kind of 3rd and short situation at 3rd and 3 yet again. So last time on 3rd and 3, they drew up a run. We'll see what they try and draw up here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with a little quarterback run here. He's a big quarterback. Only needs to move a couple feet to get that first down, maybe even a touchdown. But I would be expecting a quarterback run here.
Yeah, that's what they've leaned on here was the speed option, and they've done it out of this same formation with the 2 running backs on each side. So we'll see what happens as Mulligan gets a snap, and it's going to be a quarterback run. No, he's going to pass it. He has Cooper Holland open in the back of the end zone. Just a little bit of busted coverage there as Cooper Holland's going to hurl in a 12-yard touchdown pass from Dylan Mulligan. They faked the speed option. They got the Covenant Day defense to rush him, and Cooper Holland is open right at that back pylon and can bring it in wide open for a touchdown. Puts Latin up 13-0 just early in the second quarter. Trying again to close this game out early, give them a big lead.
Just as I expect to play, it's the complete opposite. And that's probably what the other team is thinking too. And you got to give some credit to Dayton for that. I mean, great play, great throw as well. And Cooper Holland just is able to sneak in the back of the end zone for an easy touchdown right there.
Yeah, it's going to be Tim Schwint putting that one through again to give Latin an early 14-0 lead. And they will get ball to start off the third quarter as well. So 7 minutes and 37 seconds left. If you're Covenant Day, you got to think scoring here, and scoring's got to be their number one priority, trying to put this game a one-score game going into half.
Yeah, it's a must-need, especially as Latin has proved to have the ability of sustained drives, 7-minute, 8-minute drives, on top of the one-play touchdown. I mean, they're really doing it all out there.
Yeah, just really good stuff. Dylan Mulligan had 3 or 4 rushes on that. Probinski had a couple, and Niall Diggs had a couple. So leaning heavily on the run and then throwing in the pass. Again, had the big 35-yarder to Mason Fitzhugh. So just a really good offensive scheme there, heavily on the run, but can throw in the pass and catch a defense off guard, which they did twice.
Yeah, they have around 80 yards rushing while only 20 yards through the air, but quarterback Dylan Mulligan actually has the most carries on the team, and it's been a very balanced offensive threat, I would say.
Yeah, a really well-oiled offense we've seen so far in this game, and Tim Schwint is set to kick this ball off. We're going to see the same little kick that we've seen all game, about down to the 20-yard line. That's going to be Ben Clunt taking it, and he's going to have a hole It's going to give Coventry their best field position yet at about the 42-yard line on their own side of the field with 7 minutes and 28 seconds. So time most definitely not a problem on this drive. And just trying to get your offense going together. As we have seen so far in this game, Graham Dennison behind the snaps and taking it for this offense, as we will see him doing that again. And Gus Schnee has been the main guy in the backfield.
Yeah, I would say Gus, number 25, has been the most effective threat for Covenant Day so far with around 30 yards rushing. The running game for Covenant Day has been the most effective threat on offense, so would expect them to go back to it right away.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like they're actually going to have Samuel Willie now taking the snaps, and Graham Dennison's going to be in the backfield as a running back. So we're going to see a switch at quarterback, and the quarterback is going to go to running back as it's going to be Samuel Willie taking it back. Oh, and Cooper Holland. Did he get under it?
I think he did. That's an interception by
did.
Cooper Holland.
That's going to give him great field position. A Cooper Holland touchdown, and on the very next play, we see a Cooper Holland pick. So very good start from this freshman here, who we said has played some games on JV. Just not really a great ball there from Willie. Nobody really from Covenant Day in the area, and I don't think that ball got tipped.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but Cooper Holland has gotten a couple snaps on varsity at safety and cornerback, and he's definitely used those prior experiences in this game with a lot of big plays, a touchdown, and now an interception. He's used those past prior experiences to his advantage.
Yeah, gonna just watch the quarterback's eyes there and make a good play on the football.
Yeah, with all the injuries, he's gotten, honestly, a lot of reps on varsity, and it's shown.
Yeah, it's going to be Dylan Mulligy just out there to Ryan Marks. He's going to get a pickup of about 3 there, as we're going to see them go to the passing game to start off this drive, as they have not done often so far, been heavily in the run, and it's worked as they've had about 80 yards and almost 10 yards per carry.
Yeah, I might expect with a 14-0 game. Honestly, maybe go to the passing game here, try to get Dylan Mulligan, try to get his confidence up, get some passing yards, get some nice stats.
Yeah, just try and really ease him into this football game, which they've done a really good job of, and we have seen them love this formation with 2 running backs with Mulligan and then 3 wide receivers out to the sides. Oh, and that snap's going to be low. Oh, and I don't think Mulligan got back on it.
I think that's Covenant Day
ball.
ball.
That is going to be Covenant Day, so 2 back-to-back turnovers. We saw one snap a little bit high earlier in the game. That snap's going to be a little bit low.
Snapping is not as easy as it looks in the NFL. It's a hard gig. You got to snap it, then immediately go up and block a huge defensive tackle. It's a tough job.
Yeah, and that's a big swing there for Covenant Day. They really needed that. They really needed to get the football back after they threw the INT, and that is really big from this Covenant Day defense to pounce on that football and give them the football in Latin territory. So with 5 minutes and 17 seconds left, this could be changing of the game here for Covenant Day, as we're going to see Graham Dennison back at quarterback. That's the 3rd switch of the game.
As the Hawks send a little bit of pressure there, but the running back's able to get through a little hole maybe for 2 yards, but he's wrapped up there.
Yeah, and Gus Schnee is going to be down on the play. He got folded a little bit. Somebody was holding his legs, and the other guy came in on his chest. That always hurts, as your body's going one way, but your head's going the other.
Yeah, that's never good to see right there.
Yeah, as he is going to be down after 3-yard pickup, and he's had a good game so far, averaging about 8 yards a carry. So this would not help if this is serious here from Gus Schnee.
No, this would be a big loss for the Covenant Day football team. He has been the most effective player on their team, I would say.
This does, though, give time for the Covenant Day offense to be able to get situated and find out a play, as he is still down right now on the field right about the 50.
All right, so we have seen a 14-0 game here so far. How do you think the two teams have played?
Oh, really good there from Latin so far. Covenant Day just had a couple bad throws so far, and just not everything has gone their way, but have the ball in Latin's territory, so they're going to be able to try and start something here.
Yeah, I would say it's been a game heavily reliant on the run for both teams, and it's been pretty good for both of them, but the Hawks have just had that little edge in the trenches.
Yeah, it had the big run and have had a couple TFLs, which can really help a team out, and that's what Latin has shown so far, that it has really helped them out.
Yeah, TFLs are killers on drives, especially now when quarterbacks can't necessarily throw it 50 yards, 40 yards down the field at this age.
Yeah, now we're going to see Samuel Willie back under center. So Covenant Day's had a lot of switches so far at quarterback, as he's going to throw this one in just low. Had a man open there. That was Ethan Chin, who has seen a couple targets so far. He was open, but right there just a little bit low. So it's going to lead to 3rd and 8.
Yeah, it was a nice thought, good route, but couldn't quite deliver the ball to where it was needed to be. If it was, who knows, could have gone to the house. It was very nice route, but overall just haven't had that last step to really elevate their football team so far.
It's been very interesting with the quarterback changes. Now 4 or 5 times they've gone back and forth between Samuel Willie and Graham Dennison. So don't exactly know what has been the process. But here Dennison's going to get to the outside. Going to take a hit there. But a good run there to give him a first down. That was Griffin Donnelly on the hit, but going to just get to the outside, move the chains, and a nice 10-yard pickup there from who has been taking snaps at quarterback and now at running back.
Yeah, he is quite the explosive player. He's pretty shifty, pretty fast. Got to the edge there for a nice little gain. They might go right back to it.
Yeah, seeming to take the Taysom Hill type to this offense. We've seen him line up as a receiver, as a running back, as a quarterback, and has taken snaps on defense. So really right now been a jack of all trades.
Yeah, he's the Swiss Army knife of the team. He's been all over the field, but made an impact wherever he has been.
So Willie's going to be under center with Dennison right behind him in the pistol. And it's going to be a handoff to Dennison right at the middle, and a major hole breaks open. That's going to be right up next to the chains, and it's just not going to be a first down. It's going to be about 2nd and very short there. So a good run there of 9 to give him 19 here on the last 2 plays from Dennison.
Yeah, Dennison is a very explosive player. With his first couple steps, he long strides, gets around 5-6 yards just already in 3 steps. And that is a recipe for success, especially as a running back. You see that a lot of times out of Kenneth Walker, Christian McCaffrey, and he's looked pretty good.
Very good so far early in this game. Has a couple completion, has a couple runs. Just looking for that reception to get all 3, which we do not see very often here in football. But it's going to be him now lining up to the left of Samuel Willie, as Willie's going to take the snap here. And he's going to and it's behind him, and just out of the hands of Ryan Marks, who jumped that ball there. And just maybe a little bit of miscommunication there from Willie and Clunt. Maybe Willie thought he was going to stop, and Clunt kept on going, and almost a pick 6 there from Marks. Just could not hold it in.
Yeah, if he hung on to that 100% going to the house, probably, and that's 21-0 game. Still 14-0, but Covenant is driving.
Yeah, here at 3rd and 2 with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. You think a touchdown here going into half could really swing the game.
Yeah, especially making it a one-score game, and they've had the ability to kind of slow down the Latin offense, especially after that first drive. So a lot more promise in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be Willie here handing the ball off to Dennison, but blown up there from Caden Probinski. We've seen a 60-yard run to the house, and there he's going to blow that up. That's going to be right at the sticks, but it looks like it's just going to be short. We're going to see 4th and inches. The last time that Latin had this situation, they threw it 30 yards deep down the field, but we'll see what Covenant Day draws up if they're trying to go to a little QB sneak to try to pick it up.
Yeah, you don't see a 30-yard gain on 4th and short very often, so right here would expect a run, but they might pull a Latin here, maybe even score a touchdown, who knows.
Yeah, with now just under 3 minutes left, if you do score here, the clock's still not a big issue, but then it kind of seems like Latin won't net the ball back here to end the half, as Willie's going to set up about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so they might just drop a run here to Dennison, but it's going to be a timeout taken here. That's going to be a timeout taken from Latin, maybe trying to get their defense together, trying to figure out a way how to stop this on 4th down and try and get their offense the ball back and make it 3-score game getting the ball at half. That's going to be a difficult comeback for Covenant if they can't get it.
Yeah, but at this age, it's hard for quarterbacks to really line up under center to make it a really easy gain. So 4th and short is honestly just as hard as 3rd and medium because you always have to go in the shotgun. For most of the time, makes it easier on the center and the quarterback, and makes it a lot harder on 4th and short to get 4 yards rather than an inch on a QB sneak.
Yeah, we've seen the Covenant Day offense love to go with Gus Schnee right up the middle, and now they've changed to going with Graham Dennison right up the middle. So they've liked the pistol going up the middle on these shorter yards to get.
Yeah, there most likely will be a handoff, but they've gotten some good looks with slants and short routes, but quarterback just hasn't quite been able to deliver, but I've seen some promise. He can get the ball out fast, so if they can get it to click, it might be some danger for the Latin defense.
Yeah, definitely, and still plenty of time left in this game. We still have a whole nother half if you're just tuning in now, so it's going to be 4th and inches here, as they're going to have the same situation with Willie and Dennison right behind him.
They try a freeze count, but that doesn't work, so now they're going to look for their coach to draw up a real play here.
Yeah, as Willie looking now to take the snap, and it's going to be a little bit of a low snap, and they're all there. The Latin defense corrals him quickly. That's Probinski with a 4-yard TFL. Dennison gets smoked in the backfield.
Yeah, Caden has been all over the field this first half on offense and defense, making a couple TFLs and that huge run on the first play of their first drive. He's made a monster impact.
So it's going to be Latin taking the ball now at their own 37-yard line. With about 2 minutes left, we'll see if they go to a 2-minute drill offense and try to air this ball out or just try and run it and take it into the half.
Yeah, as they will line up in a pistol formation with trips to the left, and it's
going to be Mulligan up the middle, and he's making a couple man's miss, but just going to be tripped up by his own teammate for a gain of 6. As they looks like going to be hustling to the line a little bit here. So maybe going to try and get a couple plays off and see what they can do before the end of the half. But at worst, you go into the half up 2 scores and getting the ball in a great position right now is the Charlotte Latin team.
Especially with dominating the rushing game like the Hawks have, they're probably not too worried if they go up 2 scores into half, because if they can have another long sustained drive, it's going to be hard for the Covenant Day to even get a couple touchdowns with how dominant the rushing game has been. They've been able to eat up a ton of clock and just have these very long, nice sustained drives with a lot of runs with the quarterback and their 2 running backs as well.
Yeah, they're going to be a timeout from Covenant Day, so they're going to have 1 left. So interesting to see if they use the next one, if they can get a stop, and if they're trying to get this ball back with about a minute left to try and get some points before going into half.
Yeah, the Hawks have had a lot of tackles for loss here, around 6 or 7, and those are just drive killers right there. Their defense has been very stout in the running game. They've let up a couple big plays, but definitely made it up with the tackles for loss they have had.
Yeah, and then 4th and 1 to be able to get a 4-yard stop in your own territory is just really good there, and that's why we did maybe see that Latin went on 4th and 1 to the pass, because everybody's expecting the run, and they definitely were there.
Yeah, as they line up in the pistol formation with trips to the right this time, as they're looking for a screen pass to Ryan Marks, and he fumbles, but he picks it back up, and that's tackled. He's tackled in the backfield.
That could have been killer for Latin if that was a fumble, and that could have been the thing to get Covenant Day back into this football game. A fumble, give them the ball right back. We have seen a little bit of a sloppy game with 2 turnovers, 1 from each team, but now it seems like Latin's going to take their time again on a 3rd and 6. Maybe we see a timeout from Covenant Day if they can get a stop here, but again, no reason, I think, for Latin to try and do anything too special here. And again, we saw even just a little screen pass could go wrong there with the fumble, but luckily the ball bounces right back up into his own hands.
The screen pass looked to be set up very nice with 2 defenders and 2 blockers. If he could hang on to that one, could have gone for maybe 10, 20 yards, but ultimately stopped in the backfield maybe for 1 yard. But a little short of a play as they go right back to the screen pass. They liked how it developed, and he gets a first down, but with 45 seconds, don't know how they're going to play so aggressive here.
Yeah, they're going to have to really hustle the line. It doesn't look like it. They're trying to. That was Burke Denny there with 10, so it might be here that they're going to just take this game to the half with just 40 seconds left. Maybe try and get one more bomb with still 1 timeout left, but in the huddle here with just 30 seconds left in the half, it looks like they're content with going into the half up 14.
Again, if I was the Hawks coach, Coach Dayton, I would not be against just running this ball out, going up 2 scores at half and getting the ball, especially that gives you a lot of confidence.
Yeah, it looks like that's what they're going to do with 2 guys in the backfield. They're going to send Niall in motion in a little pitch play here. It's going to be a flag down on the play, a gain of 1. So we're going to have 5 seconds left. We'll see what the flag is, but it should be no matter what the flag is, this game will be going to half with 14-0 lead for the Hawks. So looks like it's going to be on the Hawks here.
Yeah, the flag, right now it's not going to have a very big impact on this drive with 5 seconds left. Probably content to just kneel it out, go into half up 2 scores.
No problem with that for this Hawks. I think they right now are doing everything that they wanted to do so far, as that is going to be a penalty there on the Hawks just with 5 seconds left. That should be the last play of the game right there.
Yeah, the Hawks, as the coach, they haven't punted a single time. They've had 3 drives. One was just a silly turnover, and the other 2 were touchdowns.
Yeah, very good offensive showing so far from Mulligan and both of his running backs in Niall Diggs and Caden Probinski. Those have been the big 3 getting the football and really doing a great job running it for about 100 yards so far. Doing it. Back in. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Hey folks, welcome back to a JV football game. We got Latin Hawks versus Covenant Day. Here's Covenant Day will kick it off to the Latin Hawks. They've had a very nice rushing unit so far as they'll do a little squib to Will Morton, who has a little nice return. Good, setting up good field position for the Hawks at the 35.
Yeah, flag's going to be thrown there on the play. We'll see what that is on. Kickoff just to about the 30. Try to kick it high there and gets wrapped up Will Morton there at about a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, and you see a lot of the penalties, especially on the returning unit right there, either blocking the backs, holding, just trying to spring up a nice little return for the Hawks, try to make it a 3-score game with a very solid rushing game to just chew out some more clock and end this game.
Yeah, and that one looks like it's going to be on the Hawks there. Some sort of holding on the play.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of holding here, but on a kickoff, not the worst thing that can happen. It's just back to the spot where the holding was.
Yeah, so it's going to be starting off at the 25-yard line for this Latin Hawks unit. They've relied on the rushing game a lot early on today, had about 100 yards on the ground, so we'll see what they try and start off here as they're going to go with both the running backs to both sides of Dylan Mulligan to start off this play on their first drive.
Yeah, we've seen Dylan Mulligan have 4 carries so far. He's actually been the leading rusher in attempts. They've relied on him heavily so far. As Caden makes a very nice move, a couple juke moves, and he keeps his legs churning for around 5-6 yards there.
Yeah, it got blown up there in the backfield about 3 yards back, but he's going to be able to make a man miss and going to be able to pick up about 9 after first contact there.
As we see a Covenant Day player slow to get up. So, what do you think about the game so far, how both teams played? What do you think the game plan is for both of these teams coming out of the half?
I think it's been heavily to Latin so far, so I'm guessing they're going to stick with the rushing unit, which is what they did so far to start off. But we'll see if they continue with that in Covenant Day. I think's got to go looking for a turnover, try and get the ball back again, down 14. And with Latin's ball starting off this third quarter, you are starting to have the clock be against you, and I think if you're Latin, you're just trying to keep the clock going.
Yeah, they already have forced a turnover so far with a botched snap there. So, I mean, who knows? They can force a little turnover, scoop, and score. They're right back in this game. This game has been full of everything. One-play touchdowns, a lot of turnovers, a couple big shots downfield. There's been a little bit of everything so far.
Yeah, we've seen 2 turnovers in that first half, so definitely trying to keep hold of the ball here if you're Latin.
Yeah, but, I mean, we've seen a sustained drive around 7-8 minutes with a lot of runs, a lot of QB powers, a lot of speed options, pitches. But they've been successful with those so far. A couple fourth down conversions as well. Their Coach Dayton has been very, very good in the offensive calling department so far.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us now, it was a 60-yard touchdown run from Caden Probinski, and then you had a 12-yard pass from Dylan Mulligan to Cooper Holland in the back of the end zone for the 2 scores. And then we have seen a pick thrown from Samuel Willie, and then we have seen a fumble on the snap so far as it's going to be 14-0 Hawks ball. They're going to be scoring on the right side of your screen, and Covenant Day will be scoring on the left.
Yeah, I would say the standout player of the first half so far has been Cooper Holland with that touchdown and interception. He's made a couple big catches and defensive plays so far, and he's really boosted the Hawks' chances of winning so far.
Yeah, as Mulligan here is going to take the snap. He's going to look to throw, not going to have a lot open, but the screen is going to be perfectly set up to Niall Diggs, who's going to bounce around the outside for about a 15-yard pickup to the 45. Just a well-played screen there. Going to get the blockers, let the D lineman through, and let the blockers set up for Niall, who's going to get a good pickup.
Yeah, Dylan Mulligan fooled everyone, even us. He looked to the right, went right back to the left for the easy screen pass to Niall Diggs, and that's a lot of yak after that, yards after catch.
Yeah, we've seen him now in the receiving game and the running game. He's lined up a lot of the time with Caden Probinski back there in the backfield, so.
As we will see them lined up in the gun with Caden in the backfield, trips to the right. They've ran the ball a couple times, done a couple screen passes out of this formation so far.
Yeah, here they're going to have a quarterback option, and Mulligan's going to be, and that's a great open field tackle there, a shoestring tackle.
Touchdown saving play right there.
Yeah, that could have flipped the game to completely Latin and probably could have sealed them the win if they could have got that there, but it's going to move the sticks with about a 10-yard pickup from Dylan Mulligan. Just could not evade that last tackler.
Yeah, that's 5 rushes for about 30 yards for Dylan Mulligan, which is very impressive, especially out of a big quarterback like him. You wouldn't expect those big boys to really move as fast or good as he has so far today, but I mean, he's gotten the job done with 5 carries, 30 yards. He has been the leading attempts and rushes, and that just shows Coach Dayton's trust in him as a quarterback and a runner.
Yeah, they love to run their offense around the run and the options, which we've seen a lot today. And then they throw in the pass, and they've caught Covenant Day off guard a lot with the passing game, so it's been really effective.
Yeah, we've also seen that in varsity, especially with Troy Logan. He's made a couple big rushes, but there's been a big rush here today as well.
Yeah, Caden Probinski right up the middle. That was the play that we saw the 60-yard touchdown run on, and just the gap opens up yet again for a 12-yard pickup. So Sticks are going to keep on moving. 3 minutes on this drive so far. We've seen about 50 yards, one pass for about 12, and then 40 yards on the rushing game.
Caden Probinski has averaged like a monster, like 20, 30 yards a carry. He's been one of the more effective players in this game so far with that huge rush, and now another very solid gain here. He's been hard to tackle.
Yeah, and we've seen him in the backfield on all 5 or 6 plays so far to start off this half. So we'll see him back in the pistol and chips out to the left, so we'll see what they try and run here.
This formation has been the most successful formation for them as they have a lot of options, and they're going to run it here. We've seen a screen pass out of this formation, a run out of this formation, a QB power out of this formation. They can really do whatever they want. Yeah,
and that's just good fight there from Caden Probinski to pick up 4 and carry a couple defenders on him to make it second and a bunch more manageable at about a 6.
Yeah, we've seen primarily the 2 running backs, Caden Probinski and Niall Diggs in the backfield. And, Niall's been effective out of the running and receiving game. And Caden has really been more effective out of the rushing game, so we're seeing the 2 dynamic running backs here.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of times this where Niall's lined up beside Dylan Mulligan, and Caden Probinski's lined up behind him in the pistol and kind of ran up the middle. So here Dylan Mulligan's going to get the snap. He's going to hand off to Niall, but going to get blown up there. That's going to be a TFL tackle for loss there for about 5. We do see a penalty on the play, but just a good job there from the Covenant defense rushing right up the middle and just had 4 guys on him right as he turned around.
Yeah, it is hard to tackle those bigger running backs, but they got 3 defensive players all hats to the ball as they were able to drag him down there. 3 people to the ball at all times, but there is a flag down, probably going to be on the offense.
Yeah, it's going to be holding on the offense, but it's going to be declined, so makes it 3rd and about 12 now for this Latin offense. So about the first part of trouble that we've seen really this whole game from Latin, and a big play here for the Covenant Day defense, trying to get the ball back to their offense now with 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, the Hawks have primarily stayed in front of the Sticks ahead of schedule, which just made it easy for the quarterback. But 3rd and long, we haven't really seen him go deep down the field, so this might be the first look we'll get.
Yeah, we're going to get to see yet again the 2 running backs to the side of Mulligan. And as here, he's going to take the snap. There's going to be a lot of blitzers here. They're going to get to him quickly. He's going to air it out and almost picked off there from Aiden Mark. Kind of just in between both of his receivers, Ryan Marks and Cooper Holland. So maybe just a little bit of miscommunication there from the offense. But it's going to make a 4th and 14. And seems like they're going to send out the punting unit here. So try and pin him back early in this game. Pretty early now in the 3rd quarter. Again, Covenant getting the ball back. This could be a swing here if the Covenant Day offense can try to get something together, which they were starting to do at the end of that 2nd quarter.
Yeah, this will be the Hawks' first punt here with Hunter Loeffler as the punter. He's also the varsity punter. He's a very effective guy. He can boot the ball. We saw him at halftime. He was launching it 50, 60 yards, so he does have a leg.
Yeah, we're going to see him. He's going to get that one right about to the 10.
And it's
going to be muffed. And it looks like Latin's going to be on it.
Denny with the ball.
Burke Denny with the ball. Just kind of threw a spinner up there right about the 10. And just going to be muffed. And that's a really big momentum swing here. Now quickly getting the ball in the red zone is going to be the Hawks right at the 10-yard line. So really big play there.
Huge shift in momentum. I would have to give some props to Hunter Loeffler with the great punt there. It was a line drive, but it got just to the punter to make it a little bit of a tricky decision. If he wasn't there, it would have had a nice roll as it was going forward in its motion. They probably could have pinned him back at the 1-yard line, but as he muffed it, it was a hard reception, and he was looking to return it, but ultimately couldn't get it for that big return.
Yeah, at this point in the game, you kind of have to do that. You got to try and make something happen down 14. But now again, we're going to see now Diggs to the right of Dylan Mulligan quickly at the 10-yard line. So they're going to send Probinski in motion. He's going to be a little tight end rolling. They're going to play fake, and they're going to throw it out to Probinski. Just can't take it in. It's going to be him and Ethan Chin out there on a one-on-one. And good job from Chin of batting that ball away and not letting Probinski get away with that one.
Yeah, we've seen Probinski line up all over the field on offense and defense. They set him in motion. They've handed the ball off to him. They've thrown it to him right there. They looked for him in the end zone through the air, but he couldn't quite get it. It was a nice play call, good play action, but they couldn't get the job done. But great play call, setting up for second down.
Yeah, when we've seen almost all runs early in this game and first and second down for Latin, you can really throw a defense off by throwing a first down pass, and that one 15 yards down the field into the middle of the end zone. But we're going to see about the same formation again with Niall Diggs in the backfield and trips out to the right.
With running early in the game effectively, play action is a very good go-to right there to get
And Covenant Day is going to
open.
send a lot of pressure, but Mulligan's going to get to the outside and make a man miss. That's going to be a 10-yard rushing touchdown from him. So now we've seen 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving one. One from Mulligan from the air and one on the ground now to make it 20-0 here.
That was a great agile run from the big quarterback right there as he faked the pitch out and just scurried into the end zone. It was a great play, and it led to the rushing touchdown. Now he has 6 attempts, 37 yards around, and a touchdown. He's had himself a very nice showing.
Yeah, we saw them send 8 guys there, sending a lot off the edge, but he gets to the outside, and that one's going to be kicked off low, so it's going to be no good on the PAT, which is going to make it 20-0.
But 20-0, with a great running game. Covenant hasn't really been able to do much on offense so far. Would expect probably, a slower paced game here.
Yeah, definitely. And I think if you're Covenant Day, you now at this point, with only about 14 and a half minutes left, you have to be looking for quick touchdowns and then quick turnovers, which we've actually seen Latin have multiple long drives, but they had that one quick one, and then they have forced the turnover in good territory. So we've just seen a sound offensive unit. 1 turnover from the Hawks, about 220 yards of total offense, and well over 100 yards rushing.
Yeah, Covenant, they've been able to drive relatively well, but haven't been able to quite punch it in yet, as their running game early on looked good, but as it gets tighter in the end zone, it gets a lot harder to run, especially in the red zone. It gets harder to run with the bigger boys on Latin. They're kind of winning the game in the trenches, and it shows in the red zone especially.
Yeah, and again, we did see, if you missed it, we saw the Covenant Day offense move the ball about 50, 60 yards to end that second quarter. Just couldn't get it going when it was 4th and 1, but we'll see if they can try to get that going again. This one's going to be a low kick, and it's checking up.
And it barely
rolls
into
just
the
goes
end
into the end zone by maybe a foot at most.
That was a very impressive line drive squib kick right there. Haven't seen much of that so far in this game, but that was a very impressive kick.
Yeah, almost perfectly done there. Just one too many rolls as it's going to just squeak into the end zone. But still the worst field position so far from Covenant Day as they're going to start off at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and the Hawks have had a lot of tackles for loss so far in this game. Those have just been drive killers for Covenant Day. And if they can't run the ball effectively on the first early downs, it's been hard for them to convert on 2nd and 3rd and long.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to see Samuel Willie taking the snaps. We did see Graham Dennison go down a little bit hard on defense on that last drive, so it's going to be Willie taking the snaps, and Clunt is now going to line up in the backfield. That's going to be the first time we've seen that on the game.
Yeah, we've seen Samuel Willie throw the ball like screen passes and slants, and they've left the other quarterback, Graham Dennison, really, he's more of a running quarterback, and the other one more of a passing quarterback. And with time running out in this game, expect Samuel Willie to get most of the snaps at quarterback.
Yeah, and we're going to see another tackle for loss there from Caden Probinski. It's going to be about 7 or 8 for this Latin defense, and it's going to be about 4 yards of loss. Just he looked up Ben Clunt after his first run of the game. It's just going to get drilled.
Great condition for football, Thursday night lights. We got to announce we're having a lot of fun here. Hope you guys are having fun as well watching. Thank you guys for tuning in, as we're having a good game so far.
Yeah, it's going to be Samuel Willie here in the pistol. He's going to take it back. He's going to look to throw. He's going to take it in Oh, almost picked off. Caden Probinski was right there. He's had a crazy game today. Just by a receiver going by. Good job there from Samuel Willie stepping up in the pocket, but just could not take the throw. Looked like he did have a man open coming down the middle of the field, but just could not hit him.
Yeah, I saw a little Mahomes-esque type throw right there. He tried a little jump pass sidearm throw. Couldn't quite get it to the receiver, but it was a good, good thought.
Yeah, second and 14. Clock ticking in this game. You really have to try and make a play happen, and that's what he was trying to do there. Extended the play well, made the play longer, and actually had a guy open, just couldn't hit him. So it's going to be 3rd and 14 here. He's going to have his running back Clunt out to the left, and it's going to be Ethan Chin coming around the outside, and a good job getting to the outside to pick up about 7 and make it a much more manageable 3rd and 6 about, or 4th and 6.
Yeah, we've seen the varsity team for the Hawks run a lot of that motion type jet motion routes right there with the handoff to the receiver. We've seen that a lot with Steele Fletcher. They were losing to Covenant Day earlier this year actually, and he got a big touchdown to open up the game, make it 24-23, and they ultimately won that game.
Yeah, so we'll see. You got to expect that they are going to go for it, which they are on 4th and 4 with 2 minutes left. You got to expect that this could be the game. It looks like Latin's going to send pressure, and they are. They're going to send 7, and they're going to get to the quarterback, and that's just going to be underthrown. Trying to get that one to Ben Newton, but just can't get it in there. So, yet again, this Latin defense holds up strong, and that's going to give the Hawks offense just a quick red zone appearance right away, having the ball actually just outside the red zone at the 26, but just great field position yet again for the Hawks. They've now got the ball at the 10 and the 26 so far in this third quarter.
Yeah, Covenant Day, they've had some good options, good play calls, have had some receivers running open, just haven't had that final step to really elevate their team and get some points on the board here.
Yeah, we've seen some guys open, just not yet able to connect so far. Samuel Willie just hasn't been able to connect with his receivers as Mulligan has so far this game, and that's been the main difference so far. As we're going to see Niall Diggs just to the right here of Dylan Mulligan. He's going to send Mason Fitzhugh in motion, and he's going to give the read options, going to take it himself, one man to miss, and he's going to get 10 yards there. Just a little read option. We've seen that about 5 times today from him, and just a great another pickup there of about 9 for Mulligan.
Yeah, Mulligan has around 7 rushes for 50 yards and a touchdown. He's been their go-to running back and quarterback. He's been more of a Swiss Army knife than a couple other guys we've seen so far. He's been all over the field, especially on offense and even on defense, making a couple big tackles.
Yeah, and right away, not going to give him 2nd and 1 already. Now back in the red zone, trying to get a little bit of an end of the third quarter score here to put him up by 4 possessions. So we'll see what they're going to try and draw up here with trips out to the right. On these short downs, they have liked to throw the ball, so we'll see what they'll do here. They're just going to hand off to Niall Diggs. He's going to make a man miss, and nobody's tackling him. That's going to be a 17-yard touchdown there from Niall Diggs. Just one cutback move, and he's going to score there, make this game 26-0.
With Niall's long strides, it was really only 4 steps. Easy strides to the end zone right there. That was a great play by Niall Diggs as he just walked right into the end zone. So now he has around four rushes for a touchdown, 30 yards, and a big reception earlier so far in this game. They've utilized him well.
Yeah, the rushing unit's been great. Now about 160 yards and 3 touchdowns. And that kick's going to be up and good. So it's going to be 27-0 with just about a minute left in this third quarter.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of standout players on offense for the Hawks so far, including Cooper Holland, their quarterback, Dylan Mulligan, their running back, Caden, and J.R. Diggs, with that touchdown. He's really elevated his game so far. First time I've really seen him have like a very, 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 very nice run, and he took that one to the house.
Yeah, just about 17 yards. Just made one man miss with a little juke move going to the outside and got in untouched. Used his speed to just accelerate away from the Covenant Day defense. So it's going to be 26-0 right now. The Hawks are leading Covenant Day.
Yeah, their offense looks like a well-oiled machine so far in this game, and with a little over a minute left to go in the third quarter, we'll probably expect the same.
Yeah, just 5 drives so far, 4 touchdowns, 1 turnover. Moved the ball well every drive. Just really well job done so far from this Latin offensive unit. As we're going to see the kickoff, this one's going to be a little higher, a little farther, and it's going to bounce into the back of the end zone. So Covenant Day will start the ball at their own 20 with about a minute and 4 seconds left in this third quarter.
I would say the Hawks have utilized their weapons on offense and defense both very well with their running back tandem, their receivers, their quarterbacks, and their linebackers have also played a very, very big role in this game with Caden as the running back and linebacker. He's made a couple big tackles, a couple big runs. They've really capitalized on their big weapons on offense and defense.
Yeah, we've also seen Dylan Mulligan and Niall Diggs be with those 3 linebacker unit, and they've really done a really good job of getting up the middle and stopping this Covenant Day defense, which has led to about 8 or 9 TFLs, which has been the big problem so far. As we're going to see yet another quarterback switch now to Aiden Marks. So this is going to be about the 6th time we've seen a quarterback switch happen.
We'll see how Aiden Marks can do here as they try handing it off, but that's another TFL for the Hawks. They've been owning the trenches in this game so far with plenty of TFLs and tackles for loss and a lot of big runs so far in this game, and that's the recipe to winning football.
Yeah, a quarterback now who just got in for the first time. We were expecting a run there. That's going to be Blaine Clunt second. He's at 2 for about -5. Just got stopped directly both times. Multiple more TFLs for this defensive unit, which has been their main source of stopping this Covenant Day team and making it 2nd and 13, 2nd and 15 like we see yet again. Just making it a long way to first down. And with a couple new quarterbacks coming in and trying it out, just makes it very difficult on the quarterback.
Yeah, but they might as well try out some new quarterbacks, try to see what works, what doesn't. In 27-0 game, just try to see something new maybe for future games as they send a receiver in motion and fake the jet sweep, and the quarterback looks to be taken off here as he gets the edge and tries chucking over a defender but gets tackled after around a 5-yard gain right there.
Yeah, good acceleration there. So that's going to be the end of our third quarter. It's going to be 27-0. Latin's going to have the lead, and we'll be back for fourth quarter. Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Hey folks, welcome back to some fourth quarter action. Here's the Hawks take on Covenant Day School, 27-0 action. Covenant Day with the ball with the new quarterback in the game. Max, how you feeling so far?
It's been a really sound offensive unit today from Latin, and their defense has done a really good job of getting tackles for loss all day. But it's been a great Thursday night for football. Just about 70 the whole time. We've seen now the moon is out, the sun is set, and it's going to be 4th and 6. We now see Aiden Mark taking the snaps at quarterback for Covenant Day. But it looks like that's going to be Samuel Willie coming back onto the field. We'll see if he's coming back onto the field. No, he's just going to come back on to take the snap. They're going to just be punting this ball away. 4th and 6 deep in their own territory on their own 24. They're just going to be punting this ball back away to Cooper Holland, who's awaiting the ball at about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, probably for the best. Don't want to give the Hawks any more momentum, any more points on the board. Want to finish this game out strong, going with some momentum going into the next game as they'll punt it to Cooper Holland, see what they can do.
Yeah, still try and get your defensive unit some reps. Never need enough time to just get reps even in some blowout games, as that one's going to be punted away. And it's going to bounce, and Cooper Holland's just going to let that one bounce at about the 46. So that's where the Hawks will start this first drive of their fourth quarter as they lead this game 27-0.
Yeah, they're starting off with some good field position. We'll expect decent amount of runs so far. We'll expect some runs, some QB power, some maybe short passes, but overall probably will be a fast-paced fourth quarter, fast running clock. Probably no out of bounds, no passes, a lot of runs. Hawks runs, they've been very successful so far in this game. Why go away from it now? Especially in the fourth up big, just stay on the ground.
Yeah, and it looks like Dylan Mulligan is going to come to the sideline. They're going to looks like Griffin Donnelly maybe take some snaps here in the fourth quarter. We'll see if Griffin Donnelly does go back out on the field for his first unit. And it looks like he will. So it looks like Griffin Donnelly is going to take the snaps.
Yeah, get everyone some reps here. Up big, just get some people the ball, see how they perform.
Yeah, we're still going to see Ken Probinski out there. And we're going to see trips to the left here. So Probinski's going to be in the backfield. It's going to be the pistol as Griffin Donnelly will take the snaps, having the ball at about the 45-yard line with just 8 minutes and 50 seconds left. This is just for the sophomores, some free pressure moments here. Again, up big, time clicking down. You can just try and get some reps in. So he's going to take the snap and he's going to throw it out to Burke Denny, give him his first completion of the day. And it's going to be about 4 or 5 there from Denny. Just a little hitch pass that worked beautifully for this Hawks offense and keeps the clock moving and gives them a good 2nd and 5 opportunity here.
Yeah, a little calm screen pass right there. Just get some blockers out. Get a couple yards, settle the quarterback into this game. Up 27-0, just want to get him some reps. But we'll expect decent amount of runs, couple screen passes. Just keep that clock moving and get out of here with a W.
Yeah, that's all they're looking to do right now with 8 minutes and 39 seconds left with the ball at the 50. We have seen a lot of pressure so far later in this game from Covenant Day. We've seen a couple of disguises where they've blitzed all 3 of their linebackers. So we'll see what they try and do here with trips out to the left for the Hawks.
Yeah, they've tried getting to the quarterback but haven't quite been able to get that first sack of the game.
It's going to be a Griffin Donnelly run there, the read option. He's going to take that for about 9. We've seen Dylan Mulligan do that all day today. He had about 8 carries for 50 yards in the touchdown, and now we see Donnelly doing that and picking up 10 and a first down.
Yeah, on varsity, we see Troy Logan getting a lot of those plays, a lot of runs. He's averaging about 6-7 rushes a game, a lot of yards. He's a dynamic player. But, they're translating that into JV with Dylan Mulligan as well, trying to build him up to the varsity level. Yeah,
and we've seen kind of Caden Probinski take the Neil Savage role of running the ball a lot straight up the middle and doing a good job here today. He had the 60-yard run, and he's got about 120 on the rushing game. So Donnelly's going to take the snap. He's going to throw that one out to Will Morton. Will Morton down the sideline, breaking a couple of tackles and picking up about 20 down to the 27-yard line.
As Will Morton gets his first reception right there. He's pretty dynamic after the catch. Earlier on in this year, on their first JV game, he did catch a touchdown. He's a dynamic player, and they get him in the game right now. Try to get a couple receptions to some new players.
Yeah, definitely here in garbage time. Just trying and getting everybody in and giving everybody the reps. Again, Will Morton is a freshman. He's got a lot more time left to play football. So definitely just trying to get him reps as they're just going to get him the ball out to the sideline and let him make a move, pick up about 25. That's going to be the second largest play we've seen from the Hawks in the passing game other than the Mason Fitzhugh, about 30-yard pickup. So it's going to be Griffin Donnelly in the pistol, and that looks like that's going to be a false start there. It looked like almost everybody on the Latin offense moved except the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, that's what comes with these younger players. A couple of mistakes, but not going to have a huge effect on this game, but trying to get them some reps so they won't make a mistake like this again. That's the point of this kind of kind of time. Just get some players some reps.
Yeah, just going to keep the clock moving. This is going to be now about first and 15 now. So they're going to take this clock, keep it winding, keep the clock moving. The clock is right now Lions' best friend. But in a 27-0 game, again, they're just trying to get a lot of reps here from this offensive unit and trying to get the younger guys more in sync because this will be the future here for Latin.
Yeah, and we, based off this game, have a bright future in this Latin Hawk community. Our varsity team is in good hands.
Oh, and that's going to be a really good play there from Ethan Chin, a really good wrap-up there. We've seen him a lot on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. That's about his third TFL of the game, and he's really going to have the first time that they've been able to tackle Caden Probinski without him breaking any tackles or getting a good 10, as we're going to see Niall Diggs now come back out on the field.
Yeah, we've seen whenever Niall Diggs has touched the ball, he's had a pretty big impact on this game. We'll see what they can do here on a 2nd and long. So try to get him some reps, some touches, create big plays off of him. He's a pretty dynamic player.
Yeah, we've seen all the running backs and even quarterbacks running the ball do a great job today. Again, well over 100 yards rushing, which has been really, I think, what they've tried to come into this game and do is rush the ball well, and they've done it really well today. So we're going to see a receiver out there in motion. Going to run both running backs to the side of Donnelly. Donnelly's going to look back, not going to have anybody. Oh, and it's picked off. It is picked off. And can Niall Diggs catch him?
And he can.
He can catch him, and
maybe
it looks like he's going to be down right at the 1 yard line. Just tried to get a little screen going and just could not get it off, as just going to be batted down a little bit and then picked off and almost taken to the house. But Niall Diggs going to be able to track him down to be able to stop him at the 1. So we'll see what the goal line defense here from the Hawks is, but could be Covenant Day's first points of the night.
But that's exactly why you sub in these, these players late in the game. Just get him some reps, learn from the mistakes. He'll definitely learn from this mistake. Maybe next time just get the ball away. But this is why you sub him in. Learn from your mistakes. But also a very good play from Niall Diggs to chase him down. That looked like DK Metcalf out there. Just hawked him down, and that was a touchdown-saving play. Maybe they can keep the goose egg up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and there when you're really trying, the guy that's taking it back doesn't have no clue when you're coming. So he tried there to try and knock the ball out, but a good job there from the Covenant Day returner to be able to hold on to it. As we're going to see what looks like this could be a QB sneak. He's going to line up right under the center for the first time. And it is going to be a QB sneak. It looks like he is going to get it. Aiden Mark is going to get Covenant Day on the board, 27-6. Just a little QB sneak right there up the middle. That has really taken the NFL by storm. That play has been used a lot, and now we're going to see it now even in JV football.
Do you think that play should be banned, tush push?
I don't see why it should be banned. There's nothing that's been doing illegal in it, so it's just the Eagles and other teams have mastered it, so we'll see what they end up doing.
Yeah, and that is the first play we've seen the quarterback line up under center. It's hard to receive that snap and make a play right after. It's rare to see that, but it is effective.
Definitely effective if you can get that snap off, and they did get the snap off there on that play and really has it do well. And here they're just going to go for 2, maybe just try and get the offense a little more reps with Aiden Mark. Has a running back out to his left. He's going to send there. That's Ethan Chin in motion, and he's going to get around to the outside and score. We saw him on defense on the play before, and then there we're going to see Ethan Chin get around the outside and get the 2-point conversion. So a good little drive, a good little 2 plays there from Covenant Day, the QB sneak, and then get in the motion and get around to get the 2-point conversion. So that's going to make this game 27-8 with 4 minutes and 36 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, that score, it's good for the Covenant Day football team. Get them some momentum going into the next game. Spark them for maybe a win. But
yeah, this Covenant Day football team does have a lot of young players on it, so you're really trying to get the youth here, get them the reps, and Aiden Mark, just on his second drive of the game, is going to be able to get a touchdown and the 2-point conversion, so really well done there by him.
Yeah, it was all around solid effort for both teams, but still a little bit more time left in this game. While the Hawks do receive the ball, probably will expect a decent amount of runs from Niall and Caden.
Yeah, as we've seen all night, it's been Cooper Holland and Niall Diggs back in the backfield. Back in to return the kickoff, as it looks like they will be kicking this ball away, but I wouldn't be surprised maybe if we do see an onside kick.
Yeah, I mean, I would not be surprised either. There's still, 8-27. Who knows? We've seen crazier things happen. Onside kick is not out of the question right here.
And they are going to onside kick it, but he just does not get.
All right.
We're gone.
All right, that onside kick was yeah,
All
we
right.
were.
3, 2, 1.
All right, and we're back from the stoppage of play. They called a timeout, so we had to mute for a little bit, but Hawks with the ball, though.
Griffin Donnelly's going to be back out here. He's actually going to have Mason Fitzhugh to the left of him, as he's going to call the hike here, and it looks like that might have been a little bit of a false start is what I'm thinking that this is going to be. No, it's going to be actually offsides on the defense, so that's going to move this forward 5 yards, make it 1st and 5 now. The ball about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, the Covenant Day defense just a little antsy to get out there and make a play, maybe like a game-changing play. Who knows? Maybe a forced fumble, but still a little bit time left in this game to make a difference.
This is going to be Griffin Donnelly right up the middle. Oh, and a great run there from Griffin Donnelly. Going to pick up about 15. Griffin Donnelly going to take that motion right up the middle, and really nicely done there from Donnelly with about 3 minutes and 37 seconds left. That's going to be a timeout here from Covenant Day, so maybe trying to save some of this clock, give their offense, give Aiden Mark, the young quarterback, another chance to go back out there and make a play. But how have you thought this game has gone?
I thought it's been very, very run-heavy game. Both teams relying on the run, but play action. I feel like it's really just gone down to the defenses, and the Hawks defense has shown up so far in this game, created some turnovers, but honestly, they've won the game in the trenches, I would say. Yeah,
we've seen plenty of TFLs so far today. Probably about 12 or 13 from this line defense, which has just been an absurd amount. If you don't normally watch football, it's a tackle for loss, which is where they get them behind the line of scrimmage. And normally, if you can get 4 or 5 TFLs a game, that is very good. And to see this amount that the Latin defense has done today is just absurdly unknown. And multiple of them have came on 3rd and 4th and shorts, which have just been really difficult, and they've been able to stop them, and that's been the main reason I think why this is a 27-8 game.
Yeah, you got to credit the Hawks' stout defensive line. They've generated most of the tackles for loss as well as their linebackers, but their defensive unit is a sound, very, very well-oiled machine. They've worked together as a unit, and it's shown in the scoreboard so far.
Yeah, and we're going to see Donnelly here in the pistol with Niall Diggs directly behind him. We've seen this a lot with Przybinski, and he's taking the ball dead up the middle, so we'll see if they'll give Niall Diggs a carry right up the middle. The snap's going to be dropped a little bit, but it's going to be a pitch out there to Niall Diggs, who's going to be able to pick up about 2 down the sideline there. So it's going to make it just now 2nd and about 8, just increasing on the red zone.
And that's the first Niall Diggs touch we haven't seen that's really broken big. He's averaged so many yards per touch, but that one he couldn't spring, he couldn't get the edges as well as he had previously in this game, but it's probably partially due to the Covenant Day defense probably knowing what they're going to do, just run the clock out, get out of this game with a W.
Yeah, a little bit of a low snap there to mess up the play just a little bit. That's a big timing play, so just a little bit can knock it off. Niall Diggs right up the middle. He's going to be dragging a defender to get a couple extra yards and not get tackled for loss, but going to end up picking up a yard or two on the play. So we'll see what they do on 3rd and long, if they're going to let sophomore Griffin Donnelly throw this ball or if they're just going to keep this clock running with just 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in our game. It's just a matter of when for this Latin win.
Yeah, I'm no coach, but if I were the coach, I would say, let him air it out. He's a young quarterback. Give him some confidence. And this Covenant Day defense is selling out on the run. They've blitzed so many countless times, and the running game hasn't done it well for them on this drive because they've just been selling out on it. So I wouldn't be against a throw here.
Yeah, we'll see if they maybe try and run a little play action. So Donnelly's going to get the ball now in the pistol. And he's going to hand that one off to Probinski. Oh, and just going to get tripped up, but he's going to keep going down the sideline. That's going to be very close to the chains for a first down. We'll see if they get it. And it looks like they're just going to be short. Just about a yard short. So we're going to see 4th and inches here from the Hawks. Donnelly's going to get the play here from Coach Dayton. So they are going to go for it here on just about 4th and inches with now 2 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, who knows? We might see a tush push, but I don't think that's necessarily in the Hawks playbook. We've seen all shotgun, a lot of pistol, a lot of trips, but not this play. But
and they're going to fake the run, and they're going to run it with Donnelly, and he's just going to get tackled down there at about the 5. Just a QB power there and great blocking to pick up 10 and move the chains. We've seen on 4th and inches a lot of the time this Latin offense has gotten a lot of their chunk plays on 4th down and short, so really nicely done yet again there.
Griffin Donnelly he looks to be pretty quick, pretty swift. He sees a hole, he just runs through it, and that's the right way to play football right there, especially on 4th and short. Just get the yards, keep that clock moving. Just under 1:30 now, so probably they might kneel it out, maybe a couple more runs, but this game is most likely going to be over.
Yeah, just a really nice outing here from Latin, both sides of the football. Like we've said, just done a really nice job. So it's going to be the pistol again here with Probinski right behind him. We'll not be confused if they just go dead up the middle here with Caden. He's done great on that today. And they're going to do play action. He has a man open and just underthrown there. Had a man open there on the play action, but really difficult play when you're leaning back and running on the run and leaning back. It's hard to make that throw. That was to Ryan Marks, who had good separation there, but just slightly underthrown there from Griffin Donnelly.
Yeah, that's a near impossible throw. I mean, on your back foot, trying to throw it on a dime, cutting to the outside with a defender in your face. I've only seen a couple players make that throw in the high school level. Seen it from our starting quarterback, Troy Logan, a couple of times to Steele Fletcher in the end zone. That is his favorite target. But try to replicate that here, but it's hard, especially as a JV quarterback with not as much experience.
Yeah, definitely, but they're going to go quickly here to the line now. Oh, and the snap's going to be a little low. They're going to get that out there to Jacob Philippi and going to fight and just not get in. Just not going to be able to get in there. Had one more man to miss. He already made 2 on that play, but just can't get it. So with 47 seconds left and 3rd and goal, they have been throwing it, just trying to get Donnelly those reps, and I would not be surprised if they just won one more play here and maybe another throw. Just try and get him a touchdown, try and build that confidence from the sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, thank you folks for tuning in to this broadcast. It's been a very fun broadcast. Hope you guys have had as much fun watching as we have announcing. Hopefully you guys can tune in more, as this is probably going to be the final play of the game.
And it's going to be play action Donnelly, and he is going to
be just
short. So that'll be, I think, the last play of our game today, as the clock is going to tick down to all zeros. So thank you for tuning in with us, as that's going to be a 27-8 victory for the Hawks. Just a really nice outing on a beautiful Thursday night.